today we're going to be graphing sine and cos. Okay, we're going to label off everyone as A's and B's. Don't be offended if they're B's. Here we go. A, Matt, B, A, B, A, B, A, B, A, B, A, B, A. Helen.
I'm a B.
You're good. A, B, A, B, A, B. You got it? A, B. Okay, so what's going to happen? The A's are going to do this. This will involve your calculator as well. Okay? The A's will be typing for sine of theta, and the B's will be typing for cos of theta. What you're going to do, your thetas are going to be at the top, and you're going to be typing out these ones into your calculator. I use 3 decimal places, please. I'll do the first one so you can see what I mean. And just be crazy, let's keep going there. Just give it Thursday. Right? You're going all the way up by 30s up to 420. That's how far you're going. If you want to go, okay, 419. If you want to go north-south instead of east-west, like on your grid, go ahead. Okay, so you're counting by 30s. I'm going to pick one to do just at random to make sure that you guys. Hold on a second. So let's say, just take a second, and I'll show you guys what I mean. I want you to do here. So let's pretend, Connor, what are you, an A or B? You're B. What's your favorite number from 0 to 420? And don't pick 0, please. Yeah, something's up for that one. 420. Okay. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to steal your calculator, and what I'm just going to do is I'm just going to type in cos of 420. So 420 and then cos, and I'm going to get an answer of 0.5. And you're just going to write that down. Eventually, what this is going to turn into it for us is that we're going to eventually, these are going to be your x values along the top of your graph, and the y values are going to be the sine and the cos. We'll get to that in a minute here. So take out the next 5 minutes here, fill in the chart. You're only doing half the chart. The person beside you is doing the other half. Okay, and so just I want to get what the patterns are for these. These numbers are important. Is there any need to borrow a calculator before I go on here? I thought you bought a brand new calculator. I thought you got a brand new pair of pants. A brand new calculator.
You got me a brand new pair of pants. You're asking. I think where's the pants?
Fabulous.
I don't like them.
Don't listen to
Wait,
fabulous.
so we're doing 420.
Yes. Why would you pick?
Yeah, why did you pick 420?
Because it's a multiple of 30. It's a multiple of 30.
Or
That's A. Who's an A person who doesn't mind talking? Okay, who's an A person, please? Who doesn't mind talking?
0.
0. Good. Now, let's talk about why this is okay. I'll start with this point. I'm not going to do the whole thing. What was sine on my circle? X or Y? Let's get rid of that, please. Sine is equal to Y. So if you think of 0 degrees, 0 degrees is here. So what's the value here is going to be 0. Okay. As you get to sine 30, it should be a little bit positive. Sine 60 should be more positive. Sine 90, very positive. And then sine 120, 150, 180. Then once you get past 180, we should get down to negative territory. Okay. So sine 30, if I can fill this in, should be 0.5. 0.866 and 1. Okay, so if you're thinking here of 9 degrees, right, that's going to be the point right at the top of your circle, going around like this. Okay, so that's going to have a y value of 1 up at the top. Once you get to 120, we should be getting a little bit smaller. We should get 0.866, 0.5, and 0. Okay, by the time you get to 180 on your unit circle, your y value is 0 because you're over to this side, right? So your y value is 0. So I'm going to embarrass Liam.
Yep.
If you don't mind, Liam said I got negatives. Is that okay? The answer is yes. Okay. Now, because if you go back to this here, again, all the negative, can I go here, guys, please? All the negative value is going to be for sine is going to be below the y-axis. Okay, and it's possible to have angles below. I'll fill the rest of these in because I want to get this done eventually. That's going to be negative 0, what negatives there, right? If I make a mistake, somebody. Okay, why did I keep going to 390 and 420? What does it look like happens after that? What should the next one be after 420 if I had to pick it? What would the next value be? 1, right? Because if you take a look, remember we said 360 degrees in a circle, right? So 360 should have the same value as 0. The same way then, right? 390 should have the same value as 0.5. 420 should have the same value as 60. 450 the same value as 1, and so on and so on and so forth. This is going to be a cool graph in a minute, Sage. Cool. Yeah, that's when I graph this. All right, now I'd like you guys to do the same thing for cos. So for cosine, can a B person give me the first 4 values of cosine, please? Brave B person. Kind of brave B person, please. First 4, 0 to 90.
1.
Yeah.
8, 6, or 26.
Yeah.
5.
Yeah.
0.
Okay, now if you take a look back to my unit circle, the reason this makes sense to Nicole and everyone else is the x value is going to be 1 over here. Okay, if you think of the x, so then as we go like this to 30 degrees, the x value is getting smaller. The x value is getting smaller by the time you get up to 90, the x value is 0. Then as we continue on, we should get to the negatives over here, stay negatives, and I'll break my arm again here, and then back positives again. Right? So this is going to then be negative 0.5, negative 0.866, negative 1, negative 0.866, negative 0.5, 0, 0.5, 0.866, and 1, 0.866. Now you don't need to memorize these values, but we're going to do a graph of this one right now to make sure that we're feeling good about this. Yes, that's this one. It wasn't intentional, I'm going to be honest. It was not intentional, okay? But I'm glad that you respect that anyway. Okay, here we go. Here's our graph. So what we're going to do for this is, for our graph, we're going to use graph paper right now. Or not. And when you do your graph here, I want you guys to do a very nice, take great care on this first graph.
Huge interruption. Those students who are helping with maths, both with the readings required, please report down to Mr. Kirby's office. Thank you.
So I want you to use a really nice graph here. We're going to count. Guys, can I talk here, please? Okay. What? Okay, just we keep going. We'll do. Everyone? We'll do every 30 degrees will be a square on your graph here, left to right, and then we'll have 2 graphs, sine and cos, both on the graph there. So take a second and make your graph look nice, and I'll do the same on mine, hopefully. Do you guys need to borrow graph paper?
What are you doing with graph paper?
Oh. Now, to Sage and everyone else, Sage, thank you for letting me get your graph paper. We're going to be graphing a ton. Yeah, please. We'll be graphing a ton in this unit. Okay, so if you left your graph paper at home or in your other binder or something, please make sure you bring it with you from here on out, because probably from now until Christmas we'll graph every day probably. Okay, it'll be much more exciting than this. Day 1 is boring, always, in graphing, but it's more exciting. Yes. Hurry up, just do this.
Yeah, what the heck, Slack?
Okay, so this is going to be my y-axis. This over here, that's going to be theta. We're going left and right. You're hiding.
They're in the lights.
Why do you find that funny? Are you the person that's that? Okay?
I don't know what Nicole said.
Okay, so let's go through here. I'm gonna count everything by 30s here.
That's about you.
Oh, great, no, I definitely don't.
I just said that you called my mom, and she's like, geez, Sadler, just because you're pissed that people threw like pencils in your lights or whatever, you're gonna take it out on me. Exactly how I felt. You ruined
Why
it.
were pencils thrown in the lights and stuff
Yeah.
like that?
All right, let's keep going here, okay? So there's gonna be, we're gonna count by 30s. Okay, the next one on the right is gonna be 420, but you should count by 30s all the way out. What's my maximum value on this graph? 1. What's the minimum value gonna be? -1. So I have to get up here probably 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm not gonna make it, so 0.2, 0.4, 0.6, 0.81.
You didn't teach us how to make it.
Okay, then we have -0.2, -0.4, -0.6, -0.8, -1, -1.2. I went to 1.2, you can stop at 1 if you need to. Okay. So really try to make a nice graph the first time through on this. We're going to find ways to speed up the approach here like we always do. But this one here, you're going to probably give to your mother when you get home tonight and show her how beautiful the graphs you make in this class are. I'm not looking forward to it when Ava gets to be how old you guys are.
I'm sure you won't be like that.
Wait, how come you don't have the other quadrant?
What's that? Oh, this is just a graph. We're just doing. We're just graphing that table of values. Matt, so like all this stuff we're actually going to put into our graphs here right now. Right. So what I'm going to do is my theta is going to be like your x's, so that's going across here, and then these are going to be the y values going to be up and down there.
She just said she's not.
Okay, so I'm going to give you guys a second to finish getting this neat. You go all the way to 420 degrees. All right, and up again. Make it nice and big there. One shouldn't be this big. Make it. Give it enough room on your page here, please. So that's fine. Okay, I'm going to start with the graph of sine because I like it better. I don't actually. I don't play favorites. All right, but my red I'm going to start with for sine. So sine of 0 I think was 0 degrees. So I'm going to put it right here. Okay. Sine of 30 was 0.5. Sine of 60 is going to be 0.866. And sine of 90 is going to equal 1. A nice looking graph so far. I'm going to keep going then because I like this. Sine of 120 is going to be 0.866 again. Sine of 150 is going to be 0.5. And sine of 180 is going to be 0. This is exciting. I don't like personal graphs. We might. That's okay though. All right, so sine of 210 is going to be negative 0.5. So again, I'm just picking the numbers right off that table that we made, right? That's all I'm doing. I just happen to have them memorized, okay? But you guys, you can match them right up with your table here then. So sine of 240 is going to be negative 0.866. Sine of 270 is going to be negative 1. Sine of 300, 330, 360, 390, and 420 is going to be back up there. That is a beautiful graph. Isn't that magnificent? Have you ever seen such a beautiful graph, Cody, in all your life?
I actually don't like it.
Okay, so what I'm actually going to do is
Connect
here.
them with green.
No, I'm going to connect this with red. Green I'm going to use for the other line here. I'm going to put both these on the same graph. So I'm going to put this on here. That's a beautiful graph. Look at that. These are not straight lines when you're doing them, okay? It's going to be a curve to get. So think of like a parabola, similar to that as far as it's not a direct straight line. What you. Sorry, go ahead. I don't know, science class probably. And I'm actually going to put arrows on the end here, okay, because these graphs continue forever. Okay. So on here, I'm going to put also the title here. This is going to be y equals sine theta is your graph there. Okay, for red. We're going to do the same thing with green right now. All right. hope your graph will look nice as mine. If you have two colors, if you have a pencil and a pen, do it, okay? If you're waiting for me to do it on the board, don't draw this yourself because you're going to do these a lot in this course. I don't want to say 100 graphs, but I'm going to say it. 98 graphs. Okay, so we don't do this, of course. All right, let's do the same thing with cosine. Cosine's similar but different. Cosine's going to start at 1. Sorry? Oh, sorry. I know there's a lot here, I know. Cosine's going to start at 1 and work the same way. So take a minute, Nick, and plot the points. When I say Nick, I mean everyone I'm yelling at, not just Nick. He just happens to be in the front row. Okay, so I'm going to do the same thing. We have 1 as my first point, then 0.866. It's going to cross somewhere in the middle there. 60 is 0.5.
Should we do different colors?
Yeah, I'd use 2 colors if I were you. Okay. Give you a pen and a pencil just to see the difference between them. Or if you're going to use 2 pencils, one will be drawn lightly as possible, the next one will be like, you know, a hard, like that. All right, 120 is going to be negative 0.5. Okay. 150 is going to be negative 0.866. 180 is going to be negative 1. 210 is going to be negative 0.866. 240 is going to be 0.5. 270 is 0. 300 is 0.5. 330 is 0.866. Whoops. And 360 is 1. Okay, so as I graph this here, I'm going to do just like what I did before and put a nice little curved line here. And this green one is going to be y equals cos theta. Okay, I'm going to hit pause on the video here right now. Give you a second to scribble that down if you're still graphing. Okay, and then we're going to talk about this and why it's important and where we're going with this in the future.